Good morning, my fellow creatives. Welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here from Visualized NZ. It's been a while, but I am going to get back into this journal here that I've been making with RachandBella Crafts Vintage Pink Kit. Through, just life, family events, things happening, it had to go on the back burner, but I'm really keen to keep going in it. So let's jump back in, try and kind of reacquaint where I'm up to with it and make some stuff. So I've got these two pockets. I remember doing those in the last video, and I'm going to now fill those pockets so I can feel like I'm making progress. This is a little envelope out of the kit, and I just think it's super sweet. What I like to do with envelopes quite often is leave them openable, so that the person who gets the journal can either go ahead and glue it, sorry, just a sponge crumb that refuses to go, because I've inked around it already, is I like to leave them open so the person who gets the journal can either choose to glue it up and use it as an envelope. And I've got ink stains. Sorry, I'm just distracted all over the place. It's really early in the morning because I've got a lot to do. So, yeah, please excuse me. Or they can use it open and write in it to encourage the thought that it could be used for writing. Or even if they don't, if they close it up, it's fine. We're going to add a bit of stenciling. So I've chosen out this little corner filigree type florally piece, and I'm going to use my Spun Sugar Distress ink because it's a very pale pink. Very pretty, just to give that little hint of something in the background. And I'm probably do this in the two corners, and it should roughly meet in the middle. Maybe I might have to move it slightly, adjust it to get it so it doesn't overlap and destroy the design. Now there is some vintage photo ink on the stencil. I did give it a wee clean, but there's still quite a bit on it, and I thought, well, actually I don't mind if it picks up some of that brown into the pink, which it is doing in places, because it's vintage pink theme, so I think it works together quite beautifully. So there we go. That's pretty. I like that. Now can I get it to kind of sit in this corner? Okay, there's just a little bit of overlap there, but I think if I just avoid that particular part of the design, I should get away with it. So just starting off slowly this morning. This is my first video for the day. I am aiming to get 3 done today. Wish me luck. I find it quite a struggle to get 3 done in a day. By the time you do all the prep work and the thinking and the planning and setting everything up, like, I just find it's a bit of a push. But I'm going to try and do it because I have to get my collaboration video ready to go up, which is due to go up tomorrow night, Thursday. I'm recording this on Wednesday. Oh, that's pretty. Do we want a little something down here? I think we do. Let me just pop that in the corner there. Yeah, so I've got that to do. My Patreon video normally goes up on a Thursday, so I want to get that done. Oh, okay, that's really brown. Very, very brown. Okay, well, never mind. Just go with it, and then just got a little space here. I'm being very persnickety. So Patreon video, this video, and then my collab video to do. So busy. It was a different part of the stencil. I was using this one, and I switched to this one, which I had not cleaned, and it's got coffee residue on it. That's why. I was like, really? Why did it suddenly all go brown? That would be why. Silly me. Never mind. I don't mind it at all because, as I said, it's vintage pink, so touches of brown are all good. So I've inked around it. I'm just going to fold it up. I'm not going to embellish it any further. I think just with the inking and then the stencil inside is all good. And that's going to go in this bottom pocket. Like so. I think I'm just going to give my fingers a bit of a wipe because that ink staining is very, very distracting. And just to make sure it's not like coffee that's going to come off on anything. Right. I think that's good enough. Right, now for this top pocket. I have this little piece out of the kit, which is just beautiful. This magnolia bud on dictionary page. But I do want to back it. So let's go ahead and do that. When I find something to back it with. Oh, would this work? Is that wide enough? Yes, that's wide enough. I can just even tear it on that fold line. Oh gosh, I'm starting with the easy things, you know, the things that I've got an idea of what to do with. Very soon we're going to run out of those things and be into, oh, what are we going to do here? What are we going to add, use, etc. So enjoy the calm before the storm of, I don't know what I want to do here. As I said, it's early in the morning, so I don't know that my brain is particularly firing on all cylinders yet. But that's half the fun, isn't it? You just get in and do it anyway, and usually things will come to you as you work. Right, give that a nice little press, make sure it's glued down properly. This is like cheap children's, I don't know what you call it, scrapbook or something, and it's vintage, it's old, so it's very textured and interesting feel on the fingers, but it's also soft. Like so, I just wanted to make sure it stuck down really nicely. I've got a little white edge there I can see, but we're going to ink up anyway, so no biggie. And this edge has got some fun little kinks and curves, so I want to try and maintain those because they're fun. And if they're not there, you can create them. So you could do it with anything, even if the digital or whatever you're using doesn't come with those little kinks and tears and interesting features. Just add them in. Here we go. They're not as sharp as what they were, but I still don't think it looks a-okay. Ink around it. Give it that vintage edge. Just lovely pieces of ephemera that come with this kit. Really pretty. They make decorating a journal just very easy, very pleasurable, and still allows lots of creativity on how you deal with them and how you place them, what you do with them. Right, again, I want to leave that as is. I think it is pretty as is, but do we want to add this little portrait label? I don't want to take away from the magnolia because it's super pretty. What else have we got here? Bliss. What I might do actually is trim this down a little bit. So I'm just going to go into that first black line of the border. Approximately. Just want to make it smaller. And hopefully this is small enough. one more. Here we go. Oops, don't do it upside down. Yeah, that fits beautifully there. So give it some ink now. And glue that down, and then I think that's all I'll do to this little journal card, because I just think it's super cute. Bliss. Isn't bliss a good thing to have in your life? Crafting bliss particularly. That's what makes my heart sing. Right, let's pop that in there. And it's good to go. Oops. A little bit soft because that glue hasn't dried yet, but there we are. Right, let's flip back to the front and see how we're sitting. I think I'm going to be adding some more pockets and stuff, because to me it feels like there's not enough in here yet. So plenty of work to do. So we have this belly band here. Originally I had this journal card in the belly band, but I thought it fitted better over in this wee pocket. And we can put something bigger in this belly band. So this belly band has two little tuck spots on the belly band with just a couple of little handmade tickets in there, made out of book pages and scraps and stuff. So this out of the kit also has a little jiggy edge on it. Also needs backing. For this one, I think coffee dyed paper. Excuse the squeaky chair. Right, isn't that fun? It's part of my coffee dyeing, and I discovered if you use a muffin tin upside down, and I dry mine on the fire, so I sit the muffin tin upside down on top of the fire and then sit my paper on top, and it makes all these cool circles. And then if you shift it within the drying process, then you get sort of some lighter circles where you've shifted it to. Super fun. So let's use some of that. So there's a lighter side or a darker side. I like the darker side, although both are pretty cool. Anyway, it doesn't matter which way round. I might actually glue it on and then cut around it, I think. Now, I think I'm going to do the old two glue trick. Glue stick in the middle and then some tacky glue around the outside just to make sure it sticks. Sometimes I find coffee dyed paper, things don't stick as well to it. I'm not sure what that's about, whether the coffee gives it a coating or alters something that makes it less adhering for glue stick. But yeah, I've quite often found that if I use glue stick alone on coffee dyed paper, it just needs more glues at some point. So I might as well just use the two types of glue up front, and then we're all good to go, and I don't need to go back and remedy anything. Oops. Get it to sit still so I can actually glue it would be good. And doing it this way means I don't have to worry about something big enough to glue it on and catch the glue that goes over the edge. Okay, I think I am going to go with the lighter side actually. I think it partners with the front a bit better. Right. Give that a nice smooth down. Ease that glue out to the edges. And I like to go on the back as well, which you probably noticed. And this has some nice writing lines, so that's fun too. Nice to have some writing lines every now and then. Right. Let's trim around it. I didn't go right to the bottom of the paper because it's slightly curvy from the coffee dyeing. Because I don't iron my coffee dyed paper Generally I don't. I don't iron anything if I don't have to. Around the corner. Right, now we get these little jaggedy bits here. Again, they're probably going to turn out not quite so sharp as the original, which is fine. Looks like it's been torn off a pad or something, or just got chewed up in the mail. Beauty of those little jagged bits too is it doesn't matter about cutting straight. You have complete and free license to go as wonky as you would like. So for all of those who struggle to cut straight, just make it deliberately like it's been chewed. You know, it won't suit every theme that you're doing, but it will suit most. Just go to town with it. I don't know why I keep getting ink off my sponge. I wonder whether it's... I don't know. I don't know why I'm getting all this ink on my fingers. It's not normal. And it's highly distracting. Right, let's ink this little beauty up. This is writable on both sides, and I think I'll just leave it as writable on both sides. You know, not everything has to be highly decorated. And I do want plenty of writing space. I always aim for plenty of writing space in my journals, because you don't have to fill it with writing. You can fill it with photos or scrapbook pictures or use it for collage. But, you know, the more space you've got to do that in, the better in my world. It's a little bit wrinkly on this side, but I don't think it will matter at all. Just going to give it another little press. There we go. So we've got fun lines and some fun circle coffee dyed marks. And it just tucks in the belly band. Like, whoops, not that far. It's a shorter page, a narrower page, this one, because it's done with book page. So this is the edge of the page here. So I really should put some trim down. I haven't put any trims in this journal yet. So I do need to think about that as well. I haven't got any to hand to do that with today. So I just need to remember I want to do that. Okay, we've got a little corner pocket here, which I have no plans for as yet. Got some tags. Do I want to put a tag in there from the kit? We could put a couple of bits actually. That's super pretty. I don't really want the lines to go sideways on it though. Maybe we just need a different bit of paper. How about a grocery? Oh, no. You can see the print through on the other side. So, no, we won't use that. They're a new bag just in our supermarket, local supermarket. And hubby bought me home a couple. And I hadn't actually really looked at them properly. Okay, striking out, I think, back to the coffee dyed paper. Right, let's go with this one. This is dried on a cake rack, and that gives me the lines. Again, so I sit it on top of the fire. I sit right beside it, and it's a constant job because I've got to wait for each page to dry before I put the next page on. So it's never left alone. I do it very safely. The lines go that way, so I probably want to do that way, don't I? Yes, I do. Okay. Let's do the same thing as we did. And I think I might add some bits and pieces to this tag. It's beautiful, but I feel like just decorating it up a little. No, mix and match. Use some as they are if you think they're beautiful on their own. I mean, they're all beautiful, let's face it. Just everything is beautiful. But then mix and match and make some, give it your own spin. Do something with it that makes it a bit more you. It's the luxury we have with digitals, is to do a little or a lot or nothing at all with these pieces, or even to deconstruct and use bits like in collage, or you know, rip a bit off a tag and put it on another tag. You can do that. That is the beauty of any digital. You're not constrained to what it is as the designer made it. And I promise they won't be upset. Well, I suppose I shouldn't say that. I'm a designer as well. I wouldn't be upset. I think that's just, you know, an important part of creativity, is taking something somebody else made and actually turning it into your own, for your own needs, your own style, your own theme that you're working on. Right, I might actually cut this out with my brand new Fiskars guillotine, which I absolutely love. Often looking at it, it's like, oh, should I cut this with my guillotine? I can cut that with my guillotine. You know, new toy. It's fun. And it's still new in my book. I've had it, I bought it Saturday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 5 days-ish, roundabout. Well, not quite 5 days because I bought it in the afternoon. Oops, no, I need to line it up properly, would be good. About there. The only thing I don't like is that it doesn't do a 4 lengthways, but that's okay. Just one day I might actually buy a bigger one. Oops, that's not straight. Let's straighten it up. This is perfect desktop crafting though. The size is so good. I'd put off getting one for quite a long time, and my husband and I were in the shop. I was getting something else and he saw them, but there was no price on them. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. That's actually what I want. But, you know, I wasn't planning on buying one today. So we carried on with the day, you know, went for my mum's 80th birthday, and went back to my mum's place. And while we were there, hubby hopped online and checked it out and found it was actually on sale. $11 off, I think, from memory. So on the way home, we called back in and I bought it. It's like, oh, yes, sale. Totally wasn't intending on buying it, but I'm so glad I did, because I have wanted one for quite a while, being so disillusioned with the other types of paper trimmers, with the blades just dulling so quickly. It's super frustrating. If you use one, you'll know what I'm talking about, how quickly those blades just die. And the one I've got, I could no longer buy the replacement blades, and so it becomes pretty much defunct, useless, scrap plastic. And I don't like adding to landfill. I still use the scoreboard, but I don't like the scoreboard part of it either. It's because the fold, where it folds in half, is exactly quite often where I want to score, and it just won't very difficult to stay in the score line because the fold moves and it, yeah, it just goes all sorts of awry, all sorts of wonky, and the wrong sort of wonky. Right, I just need a sip of my coffee. I almost forgot about it. Now, what would I like to dress this up with? Don't really need a flower because there's plenty of florals. We've got some beautiful music in the background. We have got these gorgeous purple butterflies out of the kit. Oops, there's two labels there. There's a wee birdie. Feel like the bird is not the right match with the butterfly. Got more words. Like that. I am thinking book page, weirdly enough, or perhaps not so weird. Oops. Because, you know, I often add book page, so I guess it's not so weird after all. Just hunting in my bag for something that I like the look of. What's this? The Woman of Babylon. That's a very vintage looking bit of paper, isn't it? Just have to make sure we don't get any words we don't want in there. Oh yes, it's got that old book smell, old paper smell. Come on, struggling with things not moving, and I want them to move. Yeah, I like that. Let's go with that. Let's try and make snappy decisions today, because I've got a lot to do. Right, hopefully it this isn't too sticky, because I think my bit of paper here would tear if it got stuck onto the page. It's quite crispy, quite crunchy. So I don't want to cover up all that beautiful background, just add a little extra detail. Is that straight? I think it is. Right, butterfly. So give some ink to those antennae, or antlers as Gail Agostinelli would call them. It's an inside joke, I guess. If you don't watch her channel, then you'll go like, what? Antlers? Yeah. Long story. And it's not my story, it's Gail's story. So just every time I see antenna and think antenna, I also think antlers, and it's the influence of Gail on me. So I didn't quite get all that white on those antlers. Yes, lovely. These butterflies are so cool. Who doesn't love a butterfly? There's probably someone. Not everyone's a bug person, but I don't really call them or think of them as a bug. They're too pretty. And moths. Moths are pretty, you know, there's some beautiful moths out there. The ones that come in at night and hang around the light bulb in our toilet room, not so much. I find those really annoying because they like to dive bomb you as well. especially the big ones. But, you know, the pretty moths, I don't mind. The ones that don't actually ever come inside because they're too smart for that. They got brains. And the ones that dive bomb you at night inside because they're attracted by your lights, I don't consider those bright. I think they're annoying little critters. Right, so pop that in there. Oh, and it ties in beautifully with the other butterflies on the page there. I had forgotten I had those. It was right in front of me, but I just hadn't taken much note. Got these little ones here as well. Just wondering if you want pop one of, yes I do, pop one of those in there. So this one, all I'm going to do is back it and pop it in the pocket. So let's use, oh, it's got lines there, so maybe we don't want to use the lines because that would be lines and lines, although this has got lines as well, but much different lines, shall we say. Yep, let's pop that there. Just going to do the same thing with this one, with the glue stick and the tacky glue. So you'll be well in vogue with my technique here by the end of this video, because I seem to be doing a lot of it. Oh, that glue stick smells so good. Oops, got a bit off schedule there. Sorry I went quiet, I was thinking about somebody, a friend, and I forgot I was actually filming a video for a moment there. I was just busy gluing and thinking about my friend, and oops, did I tell you it was early in the morning? I'm a bit of a scatterbrain today. Goodness, what are you going to do with me? Hopefully just continue watching my videos. Join me over on Facebook and Visual Vibes, or follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to my channel for more craziness, crafting fun. You know, I am who I am, and what you get on my channel is me. And I make no apologies for that. It's not to everybody's cup of tea. Understand that, and that's all good. But hopefully most of you will just enjoy my craziness. That I'm not always crazy, just sometimes, particularly when I'm tired, or if I'm, I don't know, just in that mood, I guess. And I normally don't film till later in the morning, sometimes even the afternoon, although I prefer to get it done in the morning. But 3 videos to do. I'm going to be filming most of the day, I would say. You know, each video's hopefully no more than an hour, which you think, well, 3 hours, that leaves a lot of the day. But that doesn't account for the prep, the tidy up in between each, the uploading of the videos and the editing of them, and the other stuff that has to happen, like eating and bathroom visits and you know, all that sort of thing, and doing the social media posts for today's video that will be up later this morning. A lot of work in the background goes on, and sometimes it's the ideas. It's like, oh, okay, now this video, what am I doing, where am I heading, what is my plan? And sometimes I do more of that, sometimes I do less. Just depends on how I'm feeling about the particular project, where I'm like, yeah, this is all good, we can just jump in and flow. Or whether I'm like, I have no idea, I need to think this through. Then that takes quite a lot of time. Okay, there we go. Just a simple little card there. I think it's super sweet with this wee girl holding flowers and beautiful ornate frame. Oh, I didn't ink the back. Hang on. hang on 2 ticks. Let's just take care of that. So it's another cold day today. I haven't lit the fire yet. And that's another thing, is lighting fires and feeding fires all day. So annoying. We're in the last month of spring, and I would have hoped that we'd have consistently warmer days, but not so far. We have had some stunning days, but then we've got this week's just been cold and quite often wet and just miserable. Okay, happy with that pocket now. We've got a couple of things in there. This little folio piece I just put into the signature with some stenciling on it, which I think turned out really lovely. This envelope's got nothing in it yet, and I'm going to leave it like that for now. Here's the other half of the folio, and we've got another corner pocket. So let's go ahead and grab another one of these little, maybe this one. The flowers poking out the side. If I put her in the pocket, then the little girl is hidden. So we'll use this one. Do the same thing with that one. Oops, knocking stuff, dragging stuff from my pile onto my desk. Not helpful. Right, let's see how quick we can get this down. Hey, Puss. Puss just came wandering in, looking like he wants some lunch, but it's nowhere near lunchtime. You've got 3 hours to go, buddy. 3 hours before I can feed you lunch. You should have eaten all your breakfast. He's an old boy now. Even though we're feeding him 3 meals, he is just getting thinner and thinner. He worries me, actually. He does, he worries me. But he's still a total loon. Like, he still races around, climbs up onto the roof of the house, gets absolutely feisty and playful and nutso. So, like, he's still got some get up and go in him when he chooses to. But you can feel every bone in his spine, and his sides are sunken in. And so I know we're not going to have him for too much longer. But then sometimes you just think, well, you're just a kitten, aren't you? You're just behaving like a kitten. He's gone outside now. He knows he's not getting any food right now. And he's become quite intolerant of his siblings as well. He's hisses and growls at them. And then when he's feeling stupid, he'll be the one that initiates the play and the attack. And then when it gets too much for him, or he's, tires or whatever, then he'll growl or hiss at them. It's like, well, you started it, Puss. Can't blame the younger ones for reacting and playing and maybe getting a bit too physical for him, because they are younger. And you started it. You're not going to carry through, then just don't start it. It's like a kid, isn't it? It's like, well, I'm sorry you got hurt, but you did something really silly. Does that sound mean? I hope you understand what I mean. It's just like, you got to see the humour in these things. You console your child or your cat, whatever it is, but all the while in your mind you're like, well, you were warned, or you knew where this lead, or sometimes children, it's that they don't understand or realize. But if they've been told, don't do this because you could get hurt, and then do it anyway, well, actually they were warned. It's like, well, I'm sorry you got hurt, but perhaps you won't actually do it next time. Maybe you won't be disobedient next time. Maybe you'll listen to your mummy and daddy. Yeah. Can you tell I'm not actually a parent? I have fostered children, but I'm not a parent. I never had that blessing. And now I have the pleasure of crafting all day because I don't have any children or grandchildren that demand time. I've got nieces and nephews, But they're all getting older and they're either at school or working. And some of them live quite a wee way away, so I don't see a lot of them. I saw my 2 youngest nieces, I saw on Saturday at my mum's 80th birthday, which was so lovely. They're growing up so quick. They've finished school for the year, but both got exams on. So my the older of the 2 has finished completely high school, which is our secondary school. So she's on to university next year, and the other one is doing her equivalent to 6th form. I don't get this new system of years, so I still equate it to like when I was at school, it was 6th form. So her final year will be next year. So they're both in that exam period, and I don't envy them one bit. I hated exams. Just recall for me is I find it difficult. Especially facts and figures don't stick in my brain on under pressure. That's a beautiful one. I feel like that one doesn't really need anything. Maybe a word or a label or something. Yeah, I'm going to put that there. Now, that piece of paper wasn't wide enough, so I'm going to have to use another. Good thing I had a coffee dyeing session recently. This one's just got splodgy. Do we want splodgy or do we want sort of more evenish? I think I want this because it's darker. So we'll put it on this side. Hope you don't mind just me chatting and sitting here watching me glue things down. There is other little bits happening, but there's a lot of gluing going on, isn't there? And a bit of inking. But I'm just enjoying the process, having a good old chin wag, little catch up with my friends. Do appreciate you being here, my friends, because it gives me an opportunity to say things. Like when you're at home all day alone, which I am, apart from the cats, if I didn't have you guys to talk to, I would only have myself to talk to. And, you know, the conversation with myself is not the best. It really isn't. You know, I get far better conversation with you guys. Get to catch you up with my day, what's going on, what's happening. Get to share my little goodies that I might have found, the inspiration that's hit me or not. You know, let's be real. Some days the inspiration is hard to find. And I haven't even watched my YouTube videos this morning yet because I was like, I haven't actually got time at the moment. I've got to get videos done. So I can't afford to watch my videos right now. That will be the end of the day luxury. Once I've got my videos done, I've got to ring and make a doctor's appointment as well, because they're now asking you to make an appointment 4 weeks out from when you need it. Oh my gosh. Can you believe it? 4 weeks and I've got 20 days left of my medication. So I have to make it. Actually, don't want to waste any paper, so I need to do the vertical cut first. And it won't fit in my cutter. So just going to have to cut most of it with the scissors, I think, just so I don't waste my coffee dyed paper. Because hopefully soon we're getting to an end of needing to have the fire going, which means I won't be doing coffee dyeing the same. Because I don't like turning the oven on to dry paper, because to me that's a waste of electricity. I'd much rather use the free heat of the fire. And I think the top of the firebox is actually safer because I've got more visibility on it than in the oven with the door closed. You know, you can't see the same. You can see a little bit through the window, but it's just not the same. And it's easy to forget that you've got something in the oven if you're distracted for a moment. I used to do it in the oven, but yeah, much prefer the fire top now. And I can sit on the couch, whereas if I do it in the oven, I've got to stand in the kitchen, and that's just boring, really. And I get sore. My ankle gets sore. Not the ankle per se, but the one that I had operated on back in June, but the screw under the ankle causes me grief and gets painful and starts, I can feel it crunching on things. I don't know whether it's crunching on bone or what it's crunching on, but I can hear it sometimes, and it gets very uncomfortable and very sore if I stand too long. So yeah, standing at the oven to coffee dye paper just doesn't sound fun to me. Right, so get this one done, and then we will look at what's next. I'll check the time too, make sure we're going okay with time. There we go. Oh yes, I did want to put a word or something on, didn't I? I'm wondering about a different word, not one from the kit, just to bring a little different look. That's what I'm trying to say, I think. I'm not sure that's the right one. Sweet. I actually like that there. Just have a quick wee flick through. There's a wild. There's a kiss. Perhaps not the more right sentiment that I'm going for. Love or care? What about care? Let's go with care and put a little bit of something behind it. So I might just trim it down a little bit. So give it some ink. I would have liked it to have torn edges, but there wasn't really enough room to tear it nicely. Get off my mat. And you know what I'm going to use? Yes, a bit of book page or something. Might be a bit dark, the colour. No, I want smaller text, I think. That's what yes, like that. Right, this is a bit of what's it called? Heathcliff. Is that the name of it? I've had a mind blank. Is that the name of the story, Heathcliff, or is that the just the character's name? Since I couldn't do a raggedy edge on this, I want a raggedy edge on my book page. Yep, it's actually got the word kiss there. Isn't that quite funny? I rejected the word kiss that I'd stamped out, and I've got kiss on the book page. Almost makes me want to grab out the kiss and go with that, but no, I'll just stick with Kia. Will be good. Love having different sizes of book page and things of the text. Different fonts as well, but different sizes of the text just are fun. Now lots of customization of your crafting. This is just stamped on a coffee dyed scrap. Look, we've got that kiss retained in the bottom there. So we've got Splendid at the top and Kiss at the bottom. Splendid Kia Kiss. Kind of doesn't really work, does it? As a sentence. Right, my cup of coffee, I keep forgetting about it. It's rapidly getting cold. Okay. Grab the journal. Sorry for reaching under the camera all the time, but I've kind of got things at the top of my desk. And the only way I can deal with that is by reaching. Okay, there we go. I haven't chosen to do any toppers. I might revisit that and see whether I want to add some textiles. I don't know if I've got anything to hand that would be suitable. It's like this pink would be good, but this coral colour's not really vibing for me. And this has got a bit of purple and red, so no. Well, this one might work. Little bit of, it's got some blue on it and some lots of pink. But it's probably the wrong shape because I don't want something super tall. But I have more of that fabric, just not to hand, so I will come back and revisit that, I think, as to what might need some lace or fabric on top, or a paper tab or something. Okay, we are making progress. Thank you for hanging out with me. Oh yeah, we're almost at. So here I've got a couple of little journal cards that I stamped on. Backed them and added some words. I can't remember if I did those on the last video or not. And this is a wee envelope flip out. A good laugh is like sunshine in nature. Fun sentiment. So I think that's it for today, because we are running out of time. I've got this big pocket here to fill. But I do need to do a fabric flip, because there's no fabric flip in here. I do need to do lace or ruffles or something on the pages. Think about the tops of the tabs. This will be filled at the end, depending what I've got left. If I don't have much left, then I'll just put a little booklet or something in there instead, or coffee dyed paper, one or t'other. We're getting there. But I think I also need just a few more pockets or tucks or something going on in this journal. So more work to come. Oops. There's a little piece got caught up there. Okay, guys. I do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for my Christmas Craft Off 23 collab video, which in my time will be up tomorrow night. Quite late at the night I'll be scheduling it, because I'll be in bed, hopefully asleep. But look out for that. So here in New Zealand you'll most likely catch it Friday morning, but overseas like the UK, USA, etc., you should catch it. Should be up for you early on your Thursday morning, I hope. That's what I'm planning anyway, but you know, international time zones, it's so confusing. But that's what I hope. Okay, have a great day. Loved hanging out with you. I'll catch you again soon. Bye. Whoops. What am I doing?